Alright, gentlemen, I'm going to be doing a quick brief for you. This is going to be the brief for Operation Prison Break that is going to be executed on the 26th of December 2025. The situation for this operation, we are going to be conducting a hard and fast raid on a prison that is currently being occupied by modern RU forces. On this slide, take reference of the contour mapping as well as what little ISR imagery we were able to get from the AO before anti-air made the airspace unsafe for our friendly drones and air elements. Take note of the main gate, the main bridge where the checkpoint is at in the picture far right, as well as the main body of the prison. Also note the cargo ship that is currently docked in the AO. That is the cargo ship in the possession of the arms dealer that we captured on our raid of the yacht. So expect arms to be on that cargo ship. Be mindful of it. There are non-combatants and possible combatants aboard. Never know what the fuck's going to happen whenever we're conducting these raids. Bit of intel we were able to get through our ISR imagery. The armed combatants in the AO are the same offshoot of the Russian military that we identified at the oil rig airfield, and that we're providing security for the arms dealer. Enemy forces have also placed a foothold in the town of Laurel. They are using the civilians in that town to conduct manual labor at both the docks, presumably offloading the arms that the dealer sold them, as well as performing physical labor within the prison that the Russian forces do not want to conduct themselves. As far as patrols throughout the AO, they are numerous in number. You can expect both mechanized and foot patrols. Mainly up-armored piece you're going to see patrolling is going to be the VPK 7829 Boomerang. This is an amphibious up-armored vehicle. So if you see this armor piece and think, hey, I'm going to swim the fuck away from it, no you're not. Turn around, be a man, hit that shit as hard as you can, or find a way to avoid coming in contact with it. The enemy is also air capable from what we saw from the recon team's captured footage, as well as the ISR imaging. We already know about MI8s patrolling the area, but we also learned that the Russian forces are equipped with a Ka-50 Black Shark. We also learned through the recon team that they are expecting a second one to be delivered. So expect at least 2 times Ka-50 Black Sharks in the AO. If able, I'd say place debt on those motherfuckers, or expect to not have a good time exfilling if those things do get airborne. Regional intel, we basically were able to confirm what we already suspected. These motherfuckers are hitting civilians in many areas. Thankfully, one person we were able to extract with from the recon was the son of the confirmed deceased president of this island chain. He's confirmed deceased because the son told us that the Russian forces basically put a round in his head right in front of him. So he is compliant and helping us, and basically provided us with a bit of intel. One being the town of I think it was Taikara Terekara, whatever the fuck it was. Um, the Russian forces tested some arms shipments that they got from our dealer on that village, killing 1,300 plus civilians in that town. And they're also torturing civilians in the surrounding towns of the prison, testing nerve agents, unprovoked attacks, and just fucking with civilians as well. He also informed us that there is a Russian general that is stationed within the prison that is in possession of a nuclear football. With that being said, let's assume that he will use it if he has no other option. So if we see this motherfucker walking around, killer capture as quick as possible. We do not want to become a part of a nuclear incident. Okay, gentlemen? Avoid that shit big time. Another bit of info we were provided with is the recon team slipped up a little bit, so there are confirmed civilian casualties at the airfield to the west. The Russian forces investigated and found that the civilian populace there were not very cooperative, so unfortunately those civilians are no longer around. Execution of this raid is going to be as follows. Raid's going to commence at 05:30 local time. Weather is overcast skies. Don't expect anything crazy, but we're in a fucking island chain, gentlemen. Weather changes, so hope for the best, expect the worst. Our support will be the USS George Washington, USS New York, and USS Ross. They will be displacing from their staging area in international waters into the AO to help support us. The USS New York will provide us with a QRF of 2 platoons of Marines in case shit hits the fan. But if shit hits the fan, better get a fucking shovel to try and dig yourself out of that shit, because their response time is going to be long. Once in the AO, we can expect fast movers to be deployed from the USS George Washington and naval guns from the USS Ross. So, if needed, call for fires can be performed. Just make sure, if we're hitting danger close, make sure to call it. Last thing we want is friendly fire or dudes that are clearing the prison to be hit with fucking naval guns. I want everyone to come home. I don't want anyone to get fucking hurt. So if we're doing call for fires, make sure we're doing effective and correct call for fires, and BDAs better be done, because if we're not doing BDAs and turns out people get hurt, I'm gonna be pissed. Some points of interest. David, our lovely newfound informant, informed us of some crates on the exterior north wall of the prison. Got some pictures of that, so we can possibly use that as an infill point. If able to, check and clear that cargo ship, see what arms are there, possible debt in place if it is still in the AO. We did hear from our recon team as they were moving through the AO that the cargo ship may be leaving in 2 days from the time of recon. If it is gone, perfect. If it's still in the AO, clear it if you're able. Also, check those docks. We don't know what's in those warehouses. Could be ammo caches, weapons caches, WMDs, who the fuck knows. And then lastly, obviously, we're going to be checking the cell blocks for our political prisoners. And lastly, the warden's office is where I would presume the fucking general is going to be hiding out. So clear through those POIs, get shit done. End state for this operation, I want this prison to be secure. I want any Russian forces that are there to not be there anymore. Once that is done, perform SSE, secure any and all shit that could be viable to future operations, as well as secure any possible WMDs that may be in the AO, especially since we have confirmed intel that the general is walking around with a nuke. And then once those political prisoners are released, expect to get exfil from the AO and some Blackhawks to get back to the base for a debriefing. If you gentlemen have any questions, please feel free to send them up your chain of command and get your shit together and keep it tight. I want this raid to go off without a hitch, and I don't want to be getting any reports of this shit being fucked up. Get it done. Good luck, gentlemen.